Finish up one more exhalation. And bring one knee at a time into your chest. Roll out your ankles with some figure eights. And then bringing your knees back to center, let's do a supine twist. So extend the left leg straight out onto your mat. Hug your right knee up towards your right arm. Squeeze as you inhale. And as you exhale, use your left hand to draw the knee up over the body. And cactus the right arm out. And if you'd like, you can leave the hand on your knee. But take your breath to where you're twisting, where you're feeling the sensation. It's always harder to breathe when you're twisting. So really focus on taking a deep breath. And on the next inhale, bring your right knee back first, and then the left knee. And we'll switch sides, extending the right leg out. Hug the left knee up towards the left armpit. Big hug, inhale. And the right hand draws the knee up over the body. Cactus the left arm. Breathing into the sensations, feeling the differences in the sides of the body. Every time you come to your mat, you're working on balancing those sides out. Next inhale, bring both knees back into the chest. And then grab underneath your thighs. Roll back and forth. Do that about 4 times. And then crossing your ankles, we'll come up into a tabletop. And then once you get to your tabletop, once you get to your tabletop, drop your head. And then just move your hips from side to side. And then if going deeper into some more organic movement feels good, do that. And coming back to a neutral spine, we'll go through the cats and cows. So as you inhale, open up through the front side of your body. Core and your rib cage, front ribs reach towards the mat, and then round the back, chin to chest. So bringing the ujjayi, that yogic breath, inhale in through the nose. Soft seal the lips, exhale, round the back, chin to chest. Inhale, open up. And exhale, round. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. All right, this last one, the deepest yet. Inhale, really open up. Chest presses through the gateway of your shoulders. And then slowly round, chin to chest, a little bit deeper. And coming back into your tabletop. Flip the fingertips towards you. Tuck your toes and rock back and forth. And then staying back a little bit, bend into your fingers. Actually, you bend your elbows to get your fingers. And then coming back onto the heels of your hands, maybe briefly on the tops of your hands. So any kind of wrist movement that feels good. Maybe even make a fist. Open up the hand. And then tucking the toes, go ahead and walk back so you're sitting on your heels. You don't have to put all your weight on your heels, but sit on your heels. Extend your arms open. Inhale here. As you exhale, cross your right arm over your left. Give yourself a little hug and round forward. Inhale, open up the shoulders. Exhale, cross the opposite way and hug and round. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round. Hug and round. Last one, inhale, open up. Exhale, hug and round. Then coming back into tabletop, lift up your feet, roll out your ankles, point and flex. Crack, crack, crack. Then we're going to do a variation of spinal alignment, but it's going to start the same. Navel's in, so make sure that you stay supported through the midline. Extend your right arm forward, just like we usually do, thumb up, and extend the left leg back. All right, so draw up through the navel. Inhale as you reach opposing walls, but on the exhale, you're going to cactus the right arm and bring the left knee towards your shoulder. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, cactus the arm, knee to shoulder. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Make sure you keep drawing in through the midline. Exhale. Last one, full inhale and exhale. All right, elongate one more time. You're going to bring your right hand to the floor and press into your left toes. So you bring your foot to the floor. We're going to do a modified side plank. So your right shoulder is right over your wrist. You're going to turn to the side. And you can start by just bringing the left arm towards the sky. You can make a little kickstand, hit that for support. On the next inhale, bring your left arm over the ear line and reach. Point your left toes, reach through the fingertips. Elongate from the left toes to the left fingers. And then bring the left hand back down and back to tabletop. And we'll do the other side. So extend the left arm forward, the right arm, right leg back. Inhale. As you exhale, cactus the arm, bring the left knee to the shoulder. Nice and slow. 4 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale. Last one. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale. Elongate one more time. Bring the left hand down. Bring the right foot to the floor, press into your toes, stretching your calf. And then just make sure your left arm is not at an angle. You want it right underneath your shoulder. Come on to the modified side plank. Point the right toes. Reach the right arm over the ear line. Continue to breathe here, lengthening through the right side of your waist. And then right hand back down, back into your tabletop. We're going to come into Anahata puppy pose, so keep the hips stacked right over your knees. Walk the hands out, set them up, and then press the chest between the gateway of the arms. From here, just make sure that your shoulders are not squeezing up by your ears. If you think about broadening your sternum, drawing the shoulders away from the ears here. Couple of breaths, feel this nice stretch in the middle of the upper back. And then press into your palms, lift your fingers, and come all the way forward onto your belly. From here, we're going to do another different kind of shoulder stretch. So you can brace yourself with your left hand. Bring your right arm through. So you're gonna cross your arms in the front. So they're gonna be crossed like this, okay? You can rest your chin on your arms, just a few breaths here. And then we're gonna do the opposite of this stretch. Come out of that twist, and then we'll do the shoulder stretch that you're more familiar with. Bring your right cheek down, the arms are teed out, palms are pressing into the mat. So we'll roll under the right shoulder. Bring the left hand by your shoulder. Inhale. As you exhale, roll. Try to get as much opening out of the right shoulder as you can. You're gonna bring your left foot behind your right, either straight or bent. And then adjust your head so it's comfortable. Okay. You can stay right here. If you want to add a little bit of extra, you can extend the left arm high, then flip the palm so it's facing your back wall. Then bring the back of your hand to your sacrum, or maybe tuck it underneath your right hip. Sometimes that gets too much, so if it's too much on your shoulder, then just back out, back to hand to the chest. But again, always make sure your neck is comfortable. What's happening to your breath right now when you get uncomfortable? See if you can lengthen the inhale, lengthen the exhale. Two more breaths here. And then if you have the bind, extend the left arm towards the sky. Keep the palm facing the back, and then just one little extra stretch. Reach your left hand, like someday it's going to meet the right hand. And then bring the left hand back to the shoulder, and then back onto your belly. Switching sides. So tee out the arms are parallel to the top of the mat. And you really have to press into the left hand. On your exhale, slowly roll. You might have to make adjustments here to really get as much opening in the left shoulder as you can. And again, your right leg can be straight or bent. I like mine straight. You can stay right here or bring the right arm up, flip the palm, bring the back of your hand to the small of the back, tuck it underneath your hip. Make your neck move it around so it's comfy. And breathe into that sensation. Two more breaths. And then if you wrap the right arm, bring it back to the sky and just reach towards the left hand. And bring the right hand back and up and around you go. Bringing your hands, all right, we're going to do cobra. You can slide your hands so your elbows and your wrists are parallel. Point your toes, all 10 toes are down, navel to spine, kneecaps lifted. As you inhale, push into the mat, peel the chest forward, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more, inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. You can walk the the hands back up. We're going to shift back to child's pose, any variation that you're feeling. So tuck the toes, come up onto the knees. Maybe bring the knees wide if that's the child's pose you want to go into, and extending the hands forward. Roll your forehead left to right. Inhale. As you exhale, walk your hands to the right. Maybe the left hand can come on top of the right, and then the head comes back to the mat. Lengthening all along the arc of the left side body. Next inhale brings you back to center for a full breath. Maybe this time come to your fingertips. And the next exhale, walk to the left. This time it's the arc in the right side of the body. Feel the space between each rib. On your next inhale, come back to center. Press into your palms. We're going to come forward to seal pose. Just a couple times, drawing your chest through your arms. Gazes up. Exhale as you press back. Let's just do 3 of those. Inhale, roll it forward, chest lifts. Exhale, press it back. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Coming into tabletop, we're going to set up for downward facing dog. You can always stay in tabletop. Set up your hands. Press into your fingers like they're little suction cups. Looking good. Tuck the toes. Bring the hips high. And I always recommend starting with a wider stance. So it gives yourself space to move around. Pedal out the feet. Take your time here. Pay attention to what your shoulders do. If you're really tight in your shoulders, they crunch up by your ears. So pull them back away. Let the head just fall heavy. Try to take any tension out of your eyes and your jaw. And the ultimate goal in this posture is to feel equal weight in the feet and the hands. So that's a little difficult, that first down dog of the day. About 2 more breaths of movement. And then come to stillness for a minute, just an alignment check. Bend the knees if you need to create this 90-degree angle in your hips. And then bend your knees. We're going to walk your hands to your feet for ragdoll. So once you get your hands to your feet, you can widen that stance if you'd like. Start by draping your torso on your thigh bones, relaxing your head and neck. And then any variation here, guys. You can grab opposite elbows or sway like a piece of seaweed. Rock from the front of your foot to the back. And then root down through the 4 corners. Again, little stress check and the eyes and the jaw. Shake your head out. Release any stress you're holding on to in your face, your neck. And if swaying feels good, you can do that. Couple more breaths here. Just really let the weight of the upper body lengthen all along your spine, not just your hamstrings, but your spine. And then bring your hands to the floor. Bring your feet just underneath your hip bones. We're going to do a little exercise here. You're going to come into a variation of chair where you are connecting your torso to your thigh bones and then extending the arms forward. So it looks like this from the side. Inhale. As you exhale, fold forward. We're going to do that a few times. Sit back, torso to thigh bones. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Inhale. And exhale. One more, building a little heat here. Inhale. And exhale. All right, so you should be at the back of your mat. Go ahead and walk forward with your hands all the way to plank. Bring your knees to the mat. Bring your hips to your heels. Press into your hands. Come back forward. Tabletop to downward facing dog. All right, let's inhale the right leg high, and then I'm going to have you bend that knee a lot, stacking the right hip over the left. So open the right side body. And now what happens is this left shoulder collapses. Press equally into both hands. Go ahead and roll out your ankle. Inhale. As you exhale, bring your right foot to the outside of your right pinky. So if it doesn't land perfectly, use your right hand to draw it up. Make sure your right knee is behind your ankle. And we're going to come to lizard pose. So you drop the back knee. If you have some blocks, you can always come to the blocks. So any variation here of lizard. Starting to open through the right hip. If you're on the elbows, just let your head hang. Any pose where you just want to make sure that your knee never comes out over your ankle. All right, if you're on the elbows, come back up to your hands, and you can feel free to put a block. Anytime the floor seems far away, you can use a block. So your left shoulder is over your left wrist. We're going to twist, opening right arm to the sky. Next, inhale, bring the right arm to the back wall. Soften the left side or the right side of your neck. Stay here or grab the inside of your left foot or just reach for it. If you have a hold of it, you can pull towards you and twist. If you don't, just reach for it. Try to broaden through your collarbone here. Gently release the left foot. We're going to walk it all the way around for a wide leg forward fold. So once you come around, bring your feet parallel. And then any version here, you can just walk the hands underneath if you'd like. You can grab the feet if you'd like, or be more like a rag doll. Rock from heels to toes. Again, let the head hang heavy. All right, bringing your hands under your shoulders, or again, the blocks. We're going to come up. So bringing one hand at a time to your hip creases. So you really have to secure your core here. And then lead with your chest. Come up to stand. Good. And clasp your hands behind your back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Draw your knuckles towards the floor first, and then you can start to lift them. Open your heart. Inhale. As you exhale, little soft bend in the knee, hinge forward, all the way back over. Slowly bring your hands to your lower back, and then back to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, walk to the back of your mat. So now the left foot is forward, and I'm going to have you step back to plank. Pause right there, push the floor away, be super strong through the legs. Bring your hips high, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high. Bend that knee, open the hip. So the left hip stacking over the right. Now watch for the collapse in the right shoulder. Lift up to the right shoulder, push into the mat equally. Feeling the stretch all along the left side body. Inhale. Exhale slowly. Bring the left foot on the outside of the left pinky. And help it forward. Even if your ankle is in front of your knee, you can even move it forward even more. So your hands are on the inside, and drop your right knee. And come to the elbows, you can stay up on the hands. Yeah. Notice your breath. Deepen it. Just experiencing the sensations and knowing that you can breathe through pretty much anything. Two more breaths here. And then coming back up onto the hands. Right shoulder stacked right over the wrist. Inhale the left arm high. Next inhale, reach the back wall, open through the left shoulder. And then bend the right knee. Maybe grab the inside, pull towards you. Left shoulder's back down, away from your ear. And gently release back to Prasarita, the wide leg forward fold. This time, hopefully, hamstrings are a little bit happier. Maybe grab the big toes. And we're gonna move into Skandasana here. So bring the hands back underneath your shoulders, bend the right knee, come onto the left heel. So you can stay up here. You're still gonna feel the hamstring stretch. If your knees are okay, you can come all the way down. But let's just hold this first one, really get into the left hamstring. So the more that you flex the left foot, the more you're gonna feel the hamstring stretch. This looks good. All right, let's come back through center and then hold Skandasana on the left. Left knee bent, right leg straight. And then however you want to do it, from side to side. If you're not coming as low, maybe bring the hands to the heart. Evening out the sides, we'll meet back in Prasarita fold. And we're going to move your hands to down dog. So walk your hands out, keep your feet where they are. Once your hands are in down dog, press into your heels and press your chest through the gateway of your shoulders. Slide the shoulders away from the ears. And walk the hands back under your shoulders. A little halfway lift, and then back to the front of the mat into low lunge. From low lunge, just make sure your feet have their own lanes. Let's just rock back and forth. So you don't necessarily need to straighten the right leg, but you're straightening it a little bit. Two more times. All right, come back to low lunge. Plant the left hand on the floor or block. Inhale the right arm high. Make sure you're using the left leg. Your arms are 12 and 6 o'clock. Come back to low lunge. And we're going to come to extended side. So if you have a block, put it on the outside of your right ankle. We're going to come to a variation of extended side. So either block or hand, spin the left heel parallel to the back of the mat, and your left arm high. So it's a variation of extended side. From here, if you'd like, you can stay with the arms at 12 and 6, or transition the right arm over the ear line, palm down, lengthening from the left ankle to the left fingertips. 2 more breaths here. Your next inhale, you're going to come to warrior 2. So slowly rise up, lengthening the left side body. All right. Inhale. And settle in on your exhale. Take a look at your right toes. Lift all 5 of the right toes up off your mat. And then spread them out. So a lot of times when we come to this posture, we have our toes all crunched up. So spread them out. From here, come to your toes, so lift your heel. A lot of work right there, huh? In 3, we'll bring it back down. 2 and 1, bring the heel back down. Straighten your right leg. So if your books or block are still there, as you inhale, elongate the spine, reach, and we'll come to triangle. So either if you don't have a block, you can bring your hand to your shin, or the block on the outside of the ankle. Left arm towards the sky. Open through the left side body. Feel this big stretch all along the left side body. Start to bend the left knee, pivot onto the left toes. Come back to plank. Any version of Vinyasa you want to go to, I'm coming knees to floor, hips to heels. You can do cobra if you want. Back through to down dog. All right, bring your left foot through to low lunge. Plant the right hand on the floor or block, books. Left arm high, twist. Super strong through the back leg. And then come back to low lunge. You're going to set the block or books on the outside of the left ankle. Spin the right heel, right arm high. All right, so your back foot is parallel, just like warrior 2. Just make sure your front knee isn't collapsing inward. Keep opening it towards your arm. Stay here or bring the arm over the ear line. It's like a warrior 3 arm. Lengthening from the right ankle to the right fingertips. Keep your neck nice and neutral. Get a lot of space now on the right side body, and I want you to keep that space as you come up to warrior 2. Lift up the 5 toes on your left foot and then spread them out. Put them back on your mat. Inhale and exhale. All right, go ahead and come to the toes of the left foot. Just watch that left knee. Do not let it collapse inward. In 3, 2, and 1. Back, heel back down. Straighten the left leg. Inhale, track forward. Exhale, Trikonasana. So the hands on the outside of the ankle, or again, on the shin if you don't have a prop. Watch the shoulder. Make sure it's not up in your ear. Lift it right back into the joint. Right back into the ball and socket. Transitioning, bend the left knee, pivot, high plank. Your Vinyasa, you can come all the way down and do Cobra, or come to the knees, hips to heels, back through, downward facing dog. All right, let's inhale the right leg high. Bring the knee towards your nose, and we're gonna step the foot this time on the inside of the right thumb. So make sure your feet have their own train tracks. Inhale as you press the hips down. Exhale as you straighten the right leg. All right, so we're in pyramid. Always feel free, shorten the stance. Folding over the right leg. Blocks or props are great. Want a little more? Come up onto the heel. All right, let's shift back to low lunge. Drop your left knee on the mat. Keep your toes tucked. Walk your hands up to your right knee. All right, belly button to spine, and then extend the arms up. Too much on your lower back, just shift your hips back slightly. We're going to come into a revolved prayer twist here. So bring the palms to touch, hands to your heart. Now focus on the lengthening action forward, and then hook the elbow on the outside of the thigh and lengthen one more time. And then press into the thigh, bringing the thumbs to your heart space. Draw your right shoulder back down away from your ear. And breathe, inhaling length. Exhaling a little bit depth of twist. So the thumbs are working towards your heart space. Now if you'd like, you can stay down or you can lift the back leg. Just make sure you're not dumping into the hips if you lift the back leg. In 3, we'll come back to center. 2, and 1, back to center. From here, come into crescent lunge. So come all the way up, lifting that back knee off the mat. Draw your lower ribs back. Inhale. Hinge forward to a 45-degree angle, airplane arms. So I don't want you to drop your chin too low, but drop your chin enough so the wrinkles in the back of your neck lengthen out. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. All right, we're gonna work our balance right now. We're gonna come to hands to heart, warrior 3. So root down through your right foot. Lift off, bringing the hands to your heart. If you flex the left foot, you'll get a little more height there. Bending into the right knee, start to lower down. Bring your hands to the floor or a block Standing splits. Fold over that right leg. Just make sure that you have a little micro bend in the right knee. All right, keep your right hand down on the mat or block. Right knee slightly bent. We're going to come to half moon. So to keep your balance, keep looking down. Inhale the left arm high, and then start to rotate the hip. Left hip over right. So for my balance, I like to just stay looking down. Our transition is into warrior two, and don't worry if you don't land perfect. All right, warrior two, just double check your footprint. Front heel to back heel or front heel to middle of arch. Commit to your right knee. Shoulders are right over your hips. All right, inhale, reach forward. This time bring the hand on the inside of your right foot or elbow to knee. Okay. We're going to transition, and we're going to come to triangle again. So Trikonasana, you can just simply straighten the right leg and bring your hand to the shin or the floor. But you should feel this opening through the left side body. Nice work, guys. Inhale. As you exhale, start to bend the right knee, pivot. We're just going to come into plank and your vinyasa. Back to down dog. Inhale, left leg goes high. Knee to nose and step it through to low lunge. Help the foot forward. All right, we're going to come back into pyramid pose. So straightening the left leg. Again, you can shorten the stance. You can come onto the heel. A few breaths here. And go ahead and come back to low lunge. Drop your back knee on the mat. Walk your hands up to your left knee. Draw the navel in, and then elongate or extend the arms towards the sky. Again, lower back's not loving this. Just bring the hips back a little bit. Bring your palms to touch, hands to heart. Lengthen forward, tailbone to head. Hook the elbow. Stay looking forward, lengthen tailbone to head. Inhaling and then exhaling as the twist happens. Bringing the thumbs to your heart space or as close to it as you can. Watch this left shoulder. Just mine was up in my ear. In 3, we'll come back to center. 2 and 1. Back to center. All right. Crescent lunge. Come all the way up. Lift off. All right, now just double check your alignment here. Lower ribs draw back. That'll give you a little bit more in the left thigh. So the left thigh is parallel to the earth. Inhale. Hinge forward, airplane arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lengthen through the neck so your pinkies are reaching towards each other. Root down through your left foot. You're going to take off, bringing the hands to your heart. I call this hover plane. Keep the left standing leg a little bit bent. Keep pressing into the toes of the right foot to lift. And then continue down, bending the left knee until the hands find the floor or your block, and fold. On this first part, just dial the right pinky toe down so the hips are square. You're not opening yet. And then half moon, left hand on the mat or block. Stay looking down. Start by just bringing the right arm towards the sky. And then the hip, right hip over left. Flexing the foot, lift, lift, lift. And then we float back. Warrior two. All right. Just double check your footprint. Shoulders over hips. Inhale. Exhale to extended side. This time the elbow on the thigh or the hand in front of the knee. Next inhalation, straighten the front leg, Trikonasana. You can keep the hand on the floor or bring the hand to your shin. Start to bend the left knee, pivot, coming back. This time, let's just come to child's pose. A little variation. So knees wide, toes to touch. This time, let's do a little shoulder work. So as you extend the arms out, palms touch. All right, you can walk the hands even further and then bring the thumbs to the nape of your neck. Called reverse namaste. This really is helpful in stretching your triceps and your shoulders. Two more breaths here. And extend the hands back out. I'm going to have you come up to a seat where your legs, you're kind of sitting side saddle. So your legs are on the, out to the sides. Your right thigh is closest to the mat. Okay? And we're going to come to Ardha Matsyendrasana. So bring your left foot up and over your right. If this is too much to your knee, just extend the right leg. All right? So from here, bring the hands by the hips, and then we're working this left hip sit bone towards the mat. It might not touch, mine doesn't, but I'm working towards it. Keep your left hand down, inhale the right arm high, elongate through the right side body, and then start your twist. And then hook the elbow on the outside of the leg. Yeah. I don't know why this is extremely hard today. Couple breaths. And release the hand, and then just a little counter twist, just with the hands on the right side. Crack, crack, crack. Coming back to center, a couple options. You can transition right into cow face. If this is too much for your knees, you can bring the pads of your feet together. So if you're going to come to cow face, come up onto your right knee and then slide the left knee so they're nice and tight. Then you fan the feet out, walk the hands back. So maybe this is where you stay, or you can sit between your heels. Now, if your knees are screaming at you right now, then you can come to Supta Baddha with pads of feet together, or again, stay up. So wherever you are, hands again by your hips. Nice. And then you can fold forward if you want. So you should feel this nice little tug, I'll call it, on both sides of your hip flexors. Let's go 3 more breaths here. Just breathe into the sensation. You can breathe through it. Walk your hands back up or wherever you are. You're going to unwrap yourself. and bring your legs on the right side of your body now. So kind of sitting side saddle. This time, Ardha Matsyendrasana, bring the right leg up and over. All right. Try to get your right sit bone down. Right hand behind you so you have nice length in your spine. Left arm goes high. Start to twist. And then hook the elbow. Pulling the right shoulder, not really pulling, but dropping the right shoulder down. Start to release the twist, counter, just with the hands. And back to center. Come up onto your left knee. Slide the knees together. Walk those feet out and walk it back. Maybe it's right here. Maybe you can sit between the heels. I'm laughing at Chad. He's over there. I'm sure you can hear him. All right, guys. Nice length in the spine. And fold forward. Is that side tough? Two more breaths. And walk the hands back up. This time, Paschimottanasana. So extend the legs out in front of you. And sit nice and tall. Inhaling the arms up. And then fold forward. And feel free to bend your knees here. That's totally fine. And as you come back up, you can walk your hands back up your legs. Bend your knees and slowly come all the way onto your back. Let's go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. Do some circles here. And then bring your feet to the mat. We're going to cross your right leg over your left, nice and tight. Cactus the arms out. Find a deep inhale. And as you exhale, slowly release your legs to the left. Try to keep the right shoulder on the mat. Just a couple breaths. Slowly bring the knees back to center. Switch out your legs, left over right now. Nice and tight. Inhale. And slowly to the right. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. And back into your chest. Uttanasana, right hand on right knee, left hand on left. Roll out the lower back. straighten to the sky. Bring your hands by your hips. Transitioning into dead bug. Hands on the insides of your feet. Draw the thigh bones on the outsides of your ribs. And just enjoy that. So stay still for a few breaths here, just to feel each vertebrae from your neck all the way to your tailbone. Pressing into the mat. And then if movement feels good, get into the side body. Actually, the side of the spine. From here, if there's another pose that you want to do before your final asana, go for it. And any posture that you pick is perfect as long as it's comfortable and you can be still. And just taking a few breaths once you find that final posture to settle in. Observing your breath, not controlling it anymore. Alright, wherever you are, taking one more full body stretch. Inhaling, sighing it out. And finding your way up to a seat, roll onto your side body. You can stay there a breath or two or come up. And we'll eventually meet in a seat. Thank you guys so much for your dedication to your practice, as always. You guys are always here. And I love that. I wish more people realize that yoga is great, but a consistent yoga practice is much better. Okay. Bring your hands to your heart. Thanks, guys, in gratitude. Bringing your thumbs to your third eye. May there be peace in your minds and peace in your hearts. Namaste.